Caribbean carnival of a contract. Every year we go hard like nail on the road with truck bigger than humpback whales. So take a contact with calendar and just mark that date. How when you see them do this come around, this time is my time to jump.
It's 6:23 a.m. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, where we shine a spotlight on the upcoming Gala Awards and dinner from the Trinidad and Tobago Contractors Association.
Inside your spotlight this morning, we're discussing the T&T Contractors Association and their awards and dinner, which is happening on November 15th. To do that, let me welcome the president of the TTCA, Lisa Ramoutar, and director of the TTCA, Patries Ramkaran. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Rufus.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Lisa, let me start with you. Who exactly is the Trinidad and Tobago Contractors Association?
Sure. Thank you for having us. So the Trinidad and Tobago Contractors Association is an association that was established in 1968 by four gentlemen who were players in the industry. And the intent of it was to form a platform so that members could access related training and do advocacy. So we are an association that comprises members that are of different sizes, from the micro contractor to the mega contractor, and we include not only builders, but also manufacturers and specialty providers and consultants.
When you say specialty, in all aspects of it, or certain specialties only?
So we have, as well as the consultants such as testing agencies, we have manufacturers, there are specialty applicators, paints and coatings, that sort of thing.
All right. Okay, fantastic. So, Patries, tell me about the TTCA Contractor of the Year Dinner and Awards. What is the ceremony all about? Tell me why it was established in the first place.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having us this morning. The purpose of the awards was to celebrate the membership of the organization. As Lisa would have mentioned earlier, we have different categories of awards. TTCA would have been established for the last 55 years in Trinidad and Tobago as an NGO. And the purpose of the awards is more or less to celebrate our members, the projects they would have done, etc., over the year period. This year, however, we are celebrating for a 2-year period from 2024 to 2025. There's 6 categories of award. The building construction, which is projects over 5 million. Civil engineering, projects over 50 million, specialty construction. Export construction is a new category we would have incorporated a few years ago. The purpose of this is to encourage our membership and even celebrate those who are able to export their services regionally and internationally, as well as, help with the forex issue in terms of using construction services to achieve this challenging aspect in terms of forex. In addition to this, we have the small and building construction category. This year's award, our team is stronger together, partnering for a resilient construction industry. We believe that contracting goes beyond delivering projects. It's about building strong partnership. And a successful contractor doesn't just manage projects, but they collaborate with clients, subcontractors, suppliers, stakeholders, etc. So this year's award will be held at the Radisson Hotel, November 15th, from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So the objective, more or less, of the awards is to celebrate our members, our membership, and the project they would have done during the year period.
Okay, fantastic. Lisa, let me jump back across to you to find out how that judging process takes place in terms of how do we decide who's winning the awards. We heard the categories, and of course there are lots of categories, and I'm sure that there are lots of options in each category. So tell me, how do we whittle it down to determine who gets the award?
Right. So the judging is done by an independent panel. So it's not done by TTCA board or membership. It's done by an independent panel that is headed by a certified quantity surveyor, and he would have assembled a team. So in this particular year, we have a team of 4 judges who've had multiple years of experience in the construction industry, not just local projects, but regional as well. And so the entry to each of the categories is sort of like a tender. So it's a list of questions that speaks to different aspects of the project, how you manage the quality, the timeline, the costs, how do you deal with the deliverables and any challenges you've had. So there's
Okay.
a structured framework that the judges use to then give scores to each of these categories, and that's how we get the end result.
So the nomination process, you had to submit all these documents with all this information on it already.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. When was the nomination process closed?
I believe the nomination process would have closed about 2 weeks ago
Okay.
on the Friday.
Fantastic. Patries, tell me who's going to be there. I understand we have some special speakers and sponsors.
Yes, so our sponsors to this event, our platinum sponsor is Guardian Group Wealth Management. We have our gold sponsor, which is Kusas Trinidad Cement Limited, as well as RBC Bank. Our speakers we have this year, we have the Honorable Minister, Honorable David Lee, Minister of Housing. In addition to this, we have the Miss Indira Sarwat Singh. She's the economist. And those are the two main speakers that will be held there together with other key stakeholders at the event presenting.
Fantastic. Lisa, tell me, is it open to the public to attend these awards?
Yes, it is. I mean, while we're targeting players in the construction sector, so suppliers, contractors, consultants, anybody can attend.
Tell me the cost of attending. Where is it? It's happening at the Radisson you mentioned. Tell me, how do we get tickets to attend?
Sure, you can contact our office. You can check us on our website, www.ttca.com. It's $1,000 to attend.
All right, fantastic. And it kicks off at what time?
At 5:30.
So it's at 5:30 on November the 15th at the Radisson Hotel, the TT Contractors Association hosting the awards and dinner. Tell me, in the past, right? Because this is not the first award ceremony that you had. You mentioned that you didn't have one last year, but this is not the first one. So Patries, let me jump back across to you to ask about the success of the awards in the past and how you've seen contractors benefit from earning these awards.
Okay, well, basically, as I mentioned earlier, the awards would have started about 50 years ago, a few years after the incorporation of the Contractors Association. In addition to this, it's considered a prestigious award in the sense that contractors could use this to demonstrate their commitment to excellence in their project, highlighting it in their social media platforms, their website, their tender proposals, etc. And, more or less it takes pride in knowing that we did not just delivering projects, but delivering projects as quality that meets the different evaluation criteria as per the awards category. So, it's very beneficial for our members to apply, to submit the application for awards so that it could be used in terms of not just recognition as a company, but recognition in terms of the development of a resilient construction industry where we continue to showcase the quality of work that is being delivered locally and regionally.
And I guess that ties right back into the theme for this year of Stronger Together, because if you keep the work going and you keep showcasing the work, then it definitely gets stronger. Lisa, tell me some of the challenges that contractors would have faced over the last, I know everybody keeps talking, since the pandemic, we've been kind of up and down in terms of, the economics of things. Tell me what are some of the challenges that contractors would have faced since 2020 when we entered that pandemic period?
So that pandemic period really kicked off a challenging period for contractors with the supply chain in particular. So costs and availability, so costs of materials in the first instance would have skyrocketed. Steel in particular would have gone up significantly in terms of buying prices. And as you're aware, we no longer produce this locally. In addition to that, shipping costs globally would have also increased. So the prices that you would have budgeted for in your projects were no longer feasible at that point in time. Coupled with challenges with access to foreign exchange, that would have stymied projects and projects that were at the early stages as well were even reconsidered because of these challenges.
Yeah. Tell me about some of the ways, because I don't think everybody understands entirely when it comes to not just getting contracts, but the contribution that contractors make to the GDP of Trinidad and Tobago. You mentioned the forex, and I know that we could talk about spending the forex, but is there a way as well for contractors to add to the forex challenge that we have in terms of being able to help the country?
Yeah, so look at it this way. If a project is awarded to a local contractor is more often than not likely going to hire local labor. The materials, generally speaking, so you're talking about cement, that's available locally. Aggregates, for the most part, is available locally. Other materials, your blocks, your bricks, that sort of thing. Unless it's something specialty like your chemicals, your admixtures for your concrete, your tiles and finishes, these are things that the local economy benefits from. So when you're talking about the impact of the construction sector, I would say we are probably in excess of 20,000, probably 40,000 people in the sector that are being employed formally. And there's, of course, the informal sector where we don't have quite a grasp of the number of people that are impacted.
Is there a way for us to be able to adjust that so that we can get better data in terms of the informal sector? How do we formalize that part of it?
That's a challenging one. So I would say there are certain indicators that can tell you where construction is heading. Sales of cement, sales of particular items. So with some research and contacting several of the major players locally, the major hardwares and major suppliers, the people who are part of the supply chain, we can get a better idea of what that looks like.
All right. Patries, let me jump across to you to ask about using technology in construction. Is there going to be any consideration in the awards going forward for people who use different levels of technology in their construction or in their contracts in any capacity?
Well, currently, as mentioned earlier, there are the 4 categories of award. Technology is not part of the evaluation criteria, but it's something we definitely would consider in the future. Taking into consideration, there's an increase in technology, AI. Currently, there's even 3D printing of housing, different equipment that's being used in Asia, United States, etc. So definitely, we as an association would look at ways there could be knowledge transfer from different suppliers, manufacturers of equipment of this nature, where it could be incorporated into the local industry. Once that is being incorporated, is definitely something we could consider in the future. But currently, I wouldn't say technology is being applied in a major way as it relates to AI, 3D housing, printing, etc. But it's something we'll consider in the future.
All right, most definitely. Because I know I only asked the question because recently we had a young man who was leaving Trinidad and Tobago on a Chevening scholarship to be able to go and study how to use technology in construction. So we definitely look forward to seeing it being added to the industry. But ladies, let me say thank you very much for joining us this morning. The theme for the awards this year, Stronger Together, partnering for a resilient construction industry as we get ready for Trinidad and Tobago Contractors Association Grand Awards and Dinner. It's happening on November the 15th at the Radisson, kicking off at 5:30 p.m. Tickets are only $1,000. Before we go, Lisa, tell me where we can get tickets.
Sure, you can get tickets out of the TTCA's office, or you can contact me, 365-2746. I'm at Macoya. So, I mean, if you're in Port of Spain, the TTCA office, or if you're in the East, Macoya, you can contact me.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, ladies. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. That's Lisa Ramoutar, the president, and Patries Ramkaran, the director of the Trinidad and Tobago Contractors Association, joining us to let us know a little bit about their award ceremony that's coming up on November 15th. Tash, how are you feeling?
I mean, who doesn't love a great awards and gala dinner? That
And
is
dinner,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah, man.
I think it's pretty cool, though, that they have their member directory. I was just looking it up on their social media pages, which really keep us informed. I love that as well, because, yes, we know there are numerous ways that we can find out who's available, whose services are offered, but to be able to go to an independent body definitely makes a difference.
And it makes sense because they're all contractors working together. So this event is not just about coming and eating and seeing who win, but it's also about networking with people who work in the industry and might be able to assist assist you in the missing parts that you have in your own business, but also you get to meet with the policymakers, because she mentioned the minister was going to be there as well. So you get an opportunity to meet with the policymakers, with the other people working in the industry, and you get a chance to network and be able to grow your business, hopefully, and make some links. So I would suggest that if you're in the industry or you're curious about the industry, that you definitely head across to the awards and enjoy the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break and we come back with more on the Now Morning Show. All you have to do is stay tuned.